from Connellsville Stadium in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. It's the meeting of the 4-0 Vikings of Central Catholic and the Falcons of Connellsville area. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Al Lesh alongside Mike Osti, and we're here at Champ Sports to bring you tonight's action of Central Catholic football. The Vikings come in 4-0, undefeated, only 7 points scored against them all season, and the Falcons have upset on their mind as they come in with a 2-2 record.
Pittsburgh Central Catholic is that team as the defending Quad A champion. They're coming off of one of their best performances of the season at Fox Chapel, where they finally got offense, defense, and special teams to all pull at the same rope. They were still forcing turnovers, still setting up field position, but their offense just would not quit. They're moving the football. They weren't perfect by any means. There's still a lot to work on from the coaches, but they were able to really put the pedal to the metal and get that big win, intimidate the rest of Quad A, which is what they've been trying to do all season long. And now Connellsville, been competitive this season, more so than in the past, more so than in past meetings coming into a game against Pittsburgh Central Catholic. 2-2. They've been able to put some points on the board, as you see here. A couple of turnovers and interceptions from their quarterback. That has been Achilles' heel for them. And Michael Navarro for Central Catholic taking over the starting reins after Gunnar Farrar was supposed to be the starter, had a concussion. Michael Navarro became the starter. Really took control of this offense last week. 2 touchdown passes, almost 200 yards passing. He's now the leader here, and Pittsburgh Central Catholic wants another win like they had against Bethel Park, against Shaler, North Allegheny, and against Fox Chapel, where they knew they were going to win from start to finish, and they want to gear up for the stretch run the rest of the season.
Boy, you nailed it on the head, Mike. Navarro comes in, not expected to be the leader. It took him a game or so to get his feet on the ground, and once he did, he is truly the leader on this team. And if you look at the lineup for the Vikings, a lot of injuries, but they've had players to step up and take over. Foster steps in, and he's their leading rusher, I believe, and he wasn't expected to be there. Swan goes down. Other players have come in and on the wide receiving end and taken over. And the Vikings, when somebody goes down, they just pump somebody else in there, and they don't miss a beat.
They really do have the depth, and they really do have the championship pedigree. The history of Pittsburgh Central Catholic is they win championships, it's championship or bust, and when somebody goes down, somebody needs to step up there, and they're not going to cry about it. They have a depth and weapons that don't make any mistake. Even though Michael Navarro deserves the compliments and has become the leader of this team, he has an arsenal of weapons that any quarterback would dream of, maybe arguably the most weapons of any quarterback all through the WPIAL. Wide receivers, running backs, Ronnie Jones, Adamitis, Grant Foster with 4.9 yards per carry. They are just almost easy to deal with for him and can provide the maturation process. They're getting yards. They just need to make sure field goals are not on the scoreboard, touchdowns are there, control the football, take care of the football, do not turn it over, and don't let yourself beat you in a game that, of course, they were once again the heavy favorite against Connellsville.
This non-conference game, the Vikings win the toss. They defer to the second half, so they will kick off to the Falcons on your computer dial. The Falcons will be traveling from your right to left, dressed in their home all blue, white trim. Vikings in their traveling white jerseys and dark pants with the gold trim.
A new, fresh look for Pittsburgh Central Catholic this season. They look totally different from when I was in high school there as an alum.
It's a very nice look. It's a clean look. I like it.
It is still a clean-cut look, which is what they're all about.
Maxura puts his foot into it. It goes down to the 3-yard line, picked up there, and taken out to the just short of the 20-yard line by Austin Pusker. And that's where the Falcons will take over at the 19-yard line, 1st and 10.
And Connellsville, when you're an underdog, you want to get on the scoreboard fast. You want to kind of impose your will and say, hey, we can move the football, and I would not be surprised if they're going to be conservative, of course, but see some passes, try to catch Central off guard, maybe try to target the secondary. I don't know how you're going to run on that brick wall of Central Catholic's D-line, which apparently is their goal from talking to Central's coaches. That's what they said they expect from Connellsville.
Brubacher from under center, hands off to Knopsnyder. tries to get around the end. He gets maybe a yard to the 20-yard line to the near side. Goes from one hash mark to the other. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Falcons from their own 20-yard line.
And if you're going to run, you're going to do it to the side. You're going to try to catch the weak side blocking. You're going to try to catch somebody not playing their man, and you're going to try to do it to the side and see if you can catch a seam. 1 yard only on that first carry.
Again, Brubacher under center, turns and hands off a quick hitter up the middle. That's going to get out to about the 23, 24-yard line, right up the middle. And we were just talking about that. It's hard to run against this Viking defense up the middle.
It is, but if you're going to do it, you're going to do it with a player of that size. That muscular body just kind of powering his way, a steam engine up the middle, and was able to drag a few Central Catholic defenders. I don't know if I've seen it all season long, anyone dragging the defensive line for Central Catholic.
No, there wasn't much of a hole there at all. He made all those.
He made the hole. He did.
So it's 3rd and 5 now from about the 24-yard line. Brubacher back to pass, and he's going to throw that one. It's going to be incomplete, but a flag comes down. It's going to be pass interference, I believe, on the Vikings.
Man-to-man coverage, though, and Central Catholic hasn't played anything besides man-to-man. They feel like they have the athletes to go man-to-man on you, and they feel like their corners can beat any wide receiver. When they double cover somebody, which they may have to do to some wide receivers later in the season, they're going to just be devastating. That time, a little bit pulling in jersey, a little bit of a swat. It seemed to be a ticky-tack pass interference call to me, but Connellsville taking advantage.
Technically, a defensive hold, 10-yard penalty
on the
first
jersey.
down. Yeah.
So not minimal contact. But.
So that will go as a first down, moves the ball out to the 34-yard line, and the Falcons have a first down. Brubacher hands off. It's around the right end. The fumble, ball's on the floor, and everybody in the stadium diving after it. And
Central says they have it.
Central says they have it. Let's see what the men in the jerseys, in the striped jerseys say, and they do say Central has the ball, and that defense, smothering defense, turns the ball over in Falcon territory. They take over on the 40-yard line.
It's more of the field position. It's getting comical. Central Catholic, the worst field position they get in these first few weeks, have been at the 20-yard line, 40-yard line of their opponent territory, and they always have their hands on the football. They're trying to swat. They're trying to force turnovers. They have an aggressive defense and maybe even a bit angered from that defensive holding penalty, and Connellsville loses all momentum.
So under center is Navarro. He turns, quick pass out to Johnny Football, self-proclaimed, and that's complete down to the 32-yard line. That's a pickup of 8, and it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Vikings on the Connellsville 32-yard line.
And there you see the West Coast offense, slow, methodical offense, a curl route, a 10-yard pass is kind of the most you're going to go unless you really see something downfield. Just an execution to perfection there right in the breadbasket and able to turn himself over for the yards.
Navarro hands off this time. It is Emmanuel, and he's going to pick up the first down as he goes off the right side, down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10, Vikings on the drive.
Michael Navarro really you can just see a difference in his demeanor through now a few games as a starter than where he was gun shy taking over for Gunnar Fraud in week 1.
From the shotgun, quick swing pass out. It's Hamlin. He gets the corner. He avoids a tackle down the sidelines and out of bounds. They're marking him at the, looks like the 12-yard line. Another first down, a swing pass for Navarro out to Hamlin. Gets the corner and down the sideline, breaks the tackle, and it's another first down Vikings on the 12.
And it could have been more. One tackler away from being into the end zone. One of the blockers for Central Catholic, I think, thought it was going to be the end zone as he still kept running and almost faked me out a bit.
Navarro under center this time. They can get a first down. In motion. And it's handed off to Emmanuel again. He breaks a couple tackles. He breaks it inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line, possibly the 6. Going to mark it at the 7. That's a pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Vikings on the 7-yard line.
And everyone talks about it, and we're even guilty of this. Ronnie Jones, John Patrician, Johnny Football, Graham Adamitis, Grant Foster. No one really goes to Vinny Emmanuel, and he's been getting the yards on this drive. Central Catholic's arsenal just never stops.
Navarro under center in the eye. Turns, hands it off to Emmanuel. Why not? It's been his drive. He dives, and is he in? He is into the end zone. It's 6 for the Vikings. Hit at the line. He breaks the tackle. Got to about the 3-yard line and just stretched out and got it across the line.
Vinny Emmanuel, as smooth as some sauce on a meatball hoagie, gets himself that touchdown, finally gets points for himself, and Pittsburgh Central Catholic on the board with an early touchdown over Connellsville.
7-yard touchdown run, caps off a 40-yard drive. Point after coming. The boot is into it. It's up and good, as Maxura puts it through the uprights to make it 7-0 Vikings, and they'll kick off again to the Falcons.
And if you're Connellsville, you were getting yards. You did have the benefit of a penalty, but you were getting yards. You're moving the football. You move the chains. You just got to take care of that football. When you're a heavy underdog facing a Quad A defending champion undefeated, they haven't lost a game in calendar year, you got to be able to make sure you don't gift basket anything to them with a fumble. And fumbles, me personally, they get me in the gut more than an interception. Because interception, maybe it was a poor read, maybe miscommunication caused the interception. The fumble, just hold the football. Yeah. It's a baby to you. Hold it like you would your child, whether you have one or not.
Spot on, Mike. On the Falcon fumble, they actually picked up about 7-8 yards on that run, and then ball hit the floor.
They would have been driving.
Yeah. Maxura, boot into the ball, goes down inside the 5 to the 4. Taken there by Hone. He'll bring it out over the 20-yard line to the 21, possibly the 22. And again, the Falcons will start their drive on their 21-yard line.
And if I'm Connellsville, though, besides not fumbling the football, I'm not going to change much. They were able to get the outside running. They were able to move yards. They haven't tried to pass yet, but they were able to move the football. And you got to figure that maybe the passing game is how they could get yards. We saw Fox Chapel gain yards through the air better than they did on the ground.
Under center is Brubacher. Hands it off here around end. Comes Cecil. And a flag goes down there, and it's going to be on the Vikings as he got pulled down on the 28-yard line.
And that's on Darren
Hamlin.
Damon Hamlin, yeah. That definitely being a late flag, but on the tackle and off the stiff arm to avoid Hamlin.
That was a personal foul, late hit, and that's a big one.
And you got to say Hamlin probably the face of this defense. He's getting known out across the WPIAL. I know Carlo Costco on with WPL Insider has projections for him to have some D1 offers.
So that moves the ball out to the Connellsville 43-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Falcons. And the Vikings now trying to make the stop. Brubacher under center, looks over the situation, and he sets Hone in motion. He'll hand off, cross buck up into the line, doesn't make the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose one there. That was Hone, who actually did get the ball. Loses one. It's 2nd and 11 from the 42. And Mike, we've seen it in the past. This is where the Viking defense just says, okay, enough is enough, and they shut it down. They just shut the door.
They have that almost, they can turn the switch on.
Yeah.
They really do.
Vikings have all their players within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Brubacher to pass. He has a man open, and he overthrows him. And that was the wide receiver, Norton. He had a step on the defender down around the 35-yard line of Central Catholic. But it fell harmlessly on the artificial turf.
thrown to, and he had the separation. He was getting in front of the wide receiver. If that could have been put on target, that could have been.
Oh, that was trouble for the Vikings.
Yeah, it would have been a money pass and would have been trouble for the Vikings. That Connellsville would have been setting up for a touchdown.
6:55 in the first, 7-0 Vikings. Brubacher under center. And a little razzle-dazzle in the backfield. Ball's on the turf. And, again, everybody's scrambling. And the Vikings say they have it. They do. A second turnover. And, Mike, same spot as before, right on the 40-yard line. The Falcons turn the ball over, and the Vikings start another drive in Falcon territory at the 40-yard line on the second turnover of the game.
Eerily deja vu. Gaining yards. There was no penalty this time, but gaining yards, almost catching them for 40 yards. There was the one penalty, and almost catching for a 40-yard touchdown pass. So it would have been the same, but the same side of the field. Fumble once again, trying to get a little tricky, lays it down. Central football.
Navarro in the shotgun. In motion is. Oh, he did get it. Johnny Patrician.
Faked me out, too.
Faked me out. Yeah, he was around then. He's down inside the 10. The flag goes flying. Patrician is brought down around the 6-yard line, but let's wait and see what this flag's about. I was looking at Navarro.
If Johnny Patrician, Johnny Football is on the field, you got to keep your eyes on him. I've learned that and still don't have it right, but he is just a pure thoroughbred athlete who can fit himself offense, defense, special teams, more even an impact special teams this season out of anywhere.
Looks like they're walking back. The Vikings are walking backwards from the 20, so that's where the flag was thrown. It's
another wasted Johnny Patrician effort. We've seen that. You look at where his yards would even be if they didn't have the penalties to compound them.
Block in the back. 10 yards, so it'll come back to the 30-yard line, and that should be still a first down for the Vikings. Patrician did get that first down, so it comes back to the 30. That still would have been a first down anyway because the drive started.
And he'll retain some personal stats there.
Yeah. So the Vikings, they're marching. The chains weren't moving, and finally officials said, go ahead, boys.
They needed a few of them to do the motion there. The Michael Irvin, hey, first down, get on one knee. They needed to really be boisterous to send the chain gang.
Navarro under center this time from the 30-yard line. 7-0 Vikings. He comes back. Quick hitter there. Up the middle's Totten. He almost 10 yards, maybe 10. It looks like they're going to mark him at the 21. That's a pickup of 9. Quick hitter up the middle. Totten just drug Falcons with him up to the 21-yard line. 2nd and 1, a short one, might add.
Yeah, Brian Totten bumbling and stumbling and barreling through the line for almost a first down.
Navarro runs up to the line in the I formation. Wides to each side. Takes the center and hands it off this time to Foster. Foster right up the gut. He's going to go in untouched from the 21-yard line, and it's 13-0 Vikings. No flags on the field. This one will stand. Foster takes it in right through the middle, untouched.
And another patented juke and touchdown run by Foster for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Now up 2 scores on Connellsville and 2 touchdowns off of turnovers by Connellsville.
Max Zura back for the point after. Hold by Patrician. Max Zura boot into it high and right through the middle. And we are at 14-0 with 5:49 remaining in the first here in Connellsville. Vikings in control as the Falcons have yet to get out of their own territory.
And one nice thing for Central fans to note, Johnny Patrician looks healthy as a horse out there. Not only getting yards, but you see him just walking around very, very easily. Also able to now be holding for the extra points. He was not doing that against Fox Chapel because of the injury. There was even some concern he wouldn't play in that game. He petitioned the coach, got into the game, got the job done. And here again this week against Connellsville, he's playing, getting some PT, and being productive as an integral cog to the Central offense. So they have their best athlete on the field and at 100% from what my eyes tell me.
Well, he's just like he said, Johnny Football. He's doing it all. He's caught a pass. He's rushed the ball. He's blocked. He's holding for the point after. He's doing it all.
He's more versatile than Johnny Manziel. Johnny Football was at Texas A&M.
There you go.
For me to be honest, and definitely more versatile than what we've seen from the Cleveland Browns holding a clipboard. I think Johnny Patrician could do that.
Ball's on the way, picked up at the 10-yard line by Pusker. He breaks through the first wave. He gets out to the 30-yard line, hit hard there by the Vikings. I believe that was Totten that brought him down. So the Falcons this time will start at their 30-yard line, 1st and 10, and a nice return by Pusker.
Connellsville, decent field position. They moved the football. They had the penalty that had benefit them. They're leading in penalties. They almost had a 30-yard pass that could have went for a touchdown, and they just need to not fumble the football. That's really the only negative of the two drives.
Quick hitter up the middle. That breaks through and drags Vikings, and he finally is pulled down at the Falcon 45-yard line. And that was Anthony DeMarco, the 5'11 senior. 5'11, he's a load, 215 pounds. Went right through the middle and drug some Vikings with him.
Yeah, I'll say. And dragging the Vikings with him, dragging those defensive linemen and some linebackers, did not even do it justice. He was dragging a bus with him. Yeah. My jaw almost hit the ground. I've never seen that from Central's defense, being dragged.
DeMarco's 15-yard run puts it at the 45-yard line. Handoff here, trying to go around the right side. And it will just stop just short of the line of scrimmage. So it'll be second, call it 10.
And you saw that tackle there. That's almost a remember me hit. Hey, you dragged us on the previous play, but we're going to lay some hits in it. Yeah, some smacks in there on the chin. Lay a thud if we can.
So 2nd and 10, we'll call it. It's a long 10. Brubacher under center. Man in motion. He gets the ball. That is Knopfsnyder. He gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage, coming to the near side, trying to get around the left end. It doesn't happen, and good contain there by the Vikings, not letting them get that corner. And it's going to be 3rd and, we'll call it 11. We'll lose it back to the 39-yard line. Or excuse me, the 44-yard line.
Well, Central Catholic only allowing 1 touchdown all season long against North Allegheny, where they were trailing in that first half, and might even have went into the locker room trailing overall if it was not for a last-second touchdown pass to Johnny Patrician. Other than that, though, it's been a scoreless streak, and they want to keep the goose egg. They take pride in that shutout for the Central defense.
Oh, yeah. Zero tolerance. Quick hitter up the middle. That's going to get just across the 45. Vikings stop that. Again, that was DeMarco. And that's going to force the punting unit to come out for the Falcons. It'll be 4th and 10. Back to receive the punt for the Vikings going to be Ronnie Jones, the 6'1 junior. Back to punt is, looks like number 20, Corey Fogel.
At least it wasn't a turnover.
Oh, that's kind of like a rugby-style punt there. A nice booming punt over Jones's head. He has to run back to get it. Picks up at around the 11-yard line. He's got some open field up around past the 25. He gets thrown down by number 24, Stephen White, at the 27-yard line. So the Vikings will start their drive at their own 27 after that. About 44-yard punt. That was a nice punt.
It was a nice punt. Now field position is on the side of Connellsville. So if they can get a stop here, they might have some momentum. They've lost it on those first 2 drives with turnovers, but they're not out of this game with 14-0 by any means.
Put a stop on here and change the field position. Navarro decides to come under center here. Lone running back is that Jones? Right through the middle. And he's still going, dragging some Falcons, trying to pull the ball out. He's up to the midfield stripe. Yeah, Ronnie Jones. And Knopfsnyder could have brought him down 10 yards shorter, but sooner, but he's trying to wrestle the ball out of there. And Jones says, thank you very much. I'll take another 10 yards. 1st and 10 Vikings right at the midfield stripe.
Yep. And Ronnie Jones, a junior. A young Central Catholic team. They relatively speaking, they're still going to have next year, and they keep saying 2016 Central Catholic Vikings are the team that should be another state champion, if not this year as well.
Navarro from the shotgun rolls to the left, whips it out there. Johnny Patrician all by himself. He's going to walk into the end zone, He picked the ball up at the 20-yard line and just walked down the sidelines. Nobody within 15 yards of him, and it's 20-0 in favor of the Vikings here in the first quarter with 2:22 remaining.
Michael Navarro to Johnny Patrician. Johnny Football could have given you the high step if he wanted to. Walking and gliding into the end zone, open space in front of him. Another touchdown for Johnny Football and another touchdown for Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
That goes as a 50-yard pass and catch and run.
And totally caught the defense off guard. Oh, yeah. Not a corner within sight.
And McZor puts it up through, and we're at 21-0 now in the first.
Just when Connellsville could get some momentum, just when they're getting yards, they've got more yards on offense without the stats in front of me, just guessing. They've got more yards on offense than Shaler did in the first half, and North Allegheny did even in the little bit of that first half, and they did score. I mean, Connellsville's moving the football. They're just turning over the football, Central scoring off those turnovers, and then Central on a couple of big plays, able to go through the middle on Ronnie Jones, and then the touchdown to John Patrician.
It's the machine of Central Catholic.
It is. They are a machine.
Yep.
In more ways than one. They're a machine on special teams, a machine on defense, and a machine on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, where's their weak spot? It's I challenge you to pick one.
Well, from weeks 1, Bethel Park, Shaler, they didn't get to see the offense. The offense wasn't really on the field. They maybe were worried about the offense. It's a championship offense. They weren't scoring touchdowns even later in the season, but now no concerns on this offense.
Rocky puts it down to the 10-yard line, picked up there by Hone. He'll bring it out to the 25, and once again, the Falcons, well, started up at their own 25-yard line. See what we can do this time.
Mm-hmm. And Central really also gives it's odd to have a championship or bust. You feel like you're the New York Yankees of from history of quad A football, but yet they have a relaxed atmosphere. They're not making everyone nervous. They're not freaking anybody out. Mike and Navarro are able to come in here and be the starter and not have all these nerves, because it's not the easiest job in the world to have a championship or bust team and to be the starter.
Brubacher from the shotgun throws a quick flare out to the left side. Caught there by Hone, but right there to get him was, I think that was Glover.
When in doubt, it's probably Glover.
Yeah, in the backfield. That's a loss of 2. 2nd and 12. He was almost there as fast as the ball was.
Yeah, we haven't called his name yet in this game almost through the first quarter, and that's an insult to him. He's another one of those like Hamlin. That is the face of this defense, more of the inside face.
Again from the shotgun, one sidecar. And now again, they put it on the floor. I
saw maybe
bad
a
exchange
flag
there. I think Brubacher, no, they threw a beanbag for the fumble. And again, Central Catholic comes up with the football. 3 turnovers for the Falcons.
You can see the Connellsville fans. They're shaking their head in disgust. They know that the way this game's been going, they've been playing better than maybe expected, but turning over the football, you just cannot do it.
That was just a bad exchange between Brubacher and Hone, and the ball hit the turf, and the Vikings, opportunistic, were there to pick it up.
Yeah, they always fall over that football. They just want possession.
Praxky and Patrician out wide, but the handoff is to Emmanuel right up the middle. Hit there by Knopfsnyder and going to pull him down, but not until Emmanuel picks up 8. It'll be 2nd and 2 from the 12-yard line. Call it 2nd and 3.
Right through a hole, a crater of a hole. That Central Catholic offensive line has kind of been an unsung hero of this team, creating those holes.
Navarro under center this time. Yells out the signals, and he hands it off to Emmanuel again. He goes to the left side, inside the tackle, gets the first down to the 6-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Vikings at the 6 with 35 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Clock is running. Let's see if the Vikings get the playoff before the end of the quarter. Navarro under center. We're down to 18 seconds on the game clock. There's no play clock in this stadium, so we just got to watch the back judge. Back to pass, a quick out to Patrician. What a catch by Patrician. He goes up in the air over the defender, Pusker. He pulls it down, and it's another touchdown for the Vikings. And Navarro, what a touch pass, Mike. That was awesome.
It really was, and he put it right where only his wide receiver could get it. It was one-on-one. You want to have him jump up to the highest point, hurl in the football, and any wide receiver you want in that situation for Central Catholic is John Patrician. Not the tallest guy in the world, but came up there with athletic skills. Another touchdown for Michael Navarro to Johnny Patrician, Johnny Football, and another touchdown for Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
And Maxur puts it through the uprights. 28-0 now, first quarter with 7 seconds remaining. And Patrician now with 2 touchdowns in the game. Both of them caught passes, a 50-yarder and a 6-yarder. So it's all Patrician and Navarro so far.
Yeah, and it's a pill of medication. Take your Patrician and you'll be cured. Although for the Connellsville defense, you probably won't be cured. Another touchdown for John Patrician, and almost the most impressive touchdown we've seen for Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
That was
put right into the corner. He got his hands on it. He was with the corner, had to do the athletic move. That was the most impressive touchdown. And anyone can catch you wide open with no defense around you. That was one where I thought Connellsville was going to swat it, and he came up with a score.
Austin Pusker was right there. He was in perfect position, but give Patrician the kudos there. He went up over top of him and took it away from Pusker.
He did. That was winning the athletic battle and scoring the touchdown.
The kick down to the 5. Again, it's Hone to the far side, across the 20, and he goes out of bounds around the 23-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons on their own 23-yard line. There's 2 seconds remaining in the quarter.
I think we're going to lose this quarter.
I think so.
Meaning the 2 seconds will roll off before another play, I'm hoping.
No, it shouldn't start until the snap.
Yeah.
Bubacher.
Last play of the quarter, at least.
Yeah. Bubacher, late substitution here for the Falcons. Bubacher behind under center. Hands off there to DeMarco off the right side. He'll pick up maybe 2, maybe 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the first quarter with the Central Catholic Vikings on top by the score of 28-0. And you heard it here on Champ Sports Network, your home for Central Catholic football.
You did, and you can also follow us on Twitter to catch the links to this broadcast. We'll have the video of this broadcast on Monday, I believe, is when that will go up on the website.
That's the target.
At Champ Sportsnet on Twitter, Champ Sports Network on Facebook, and the website wearechamps.net. This broadcast will be there, archived for all eternity to hear our lovely voices. And if you're Connellsville, you're already in a situation where you're taking each possession at a time. You're no longer focusing on that scoreboard. You've been moving the football. There's been positive yards, and you've been moving the football. There's positive film to watch for the rest of their season. They just need to turn over the football.
Okay, Mike, now I got to turn to my left. Haven't turned this way for a while.
Stretch out the shoulder. Stretch out the shoulder. Do some Pilates.
We're turning left now.
Our camera guy will also have to turn.
Yeah, he's got to figure out how to get the camera facing that way. For those of you on the video side. Snap back to shotgun to Bubacher. Flags fly. Let's see if this was a motion. Offsides, Central Catholic. And again, they've been doing this. This has been their thing all season. They try to anticipate that snap count, and sometimes they get it wrong.
Sometimes they do. And actually, from talking to some of their coaches, they don't mind
No.
the penalties because they just feel so confident in their defense. They want them to be that aggressive.
2nd and 2. Brubacher hands off, and it's going to be up close to a first down. That was Josh Cree with the carry. Gets it up close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a little short. Oh, they're going to measure. Oh, no, we got an injured Viking on the turf.
I can't see the number.
Too many people around him.
Yeah.
It's one of the Hogs, though. It's one of the big boys.
I never got that, though. You have somebody, it's a hot night in September. The weather's warmer than normal, and maybe it's because of the weather. Maybe he needs to just cool himself off, and you have players and everyone stands around him.
Yeah.
He falls and everyone stands around him. That's not going to exactly cool me off. I want my space if I'm falling over, please.
Oh, I thought they were measuring because I saw the referee signal, timeout on me, and usually that means they're going to measure. It was close enough.
Mm-hmm.
But then a couple of players moved away, and I saw him on the ground. So
yeah, both teams now to one knee.
He's up.
Number 50.
It's Richie Ryan. And he's coming off with a little help, and looks like it's a lower body injury.
Yeah, Richie Ryan, a two-way player for Central, one of the Hogs on offense and defense, offensive line and defensive line.
And at this level, you don't see that often.
Not even as much on the line in Quad A because they don't want to tire you out. But he has the ability to go both ways. Doesn't do it every game, but.
So it's 3rd and a short yardage situation. They hand off, and who was that? Was that DeMarco? But they get the first down out to the 35-yard line. Falcons 1st and 10. That was a series that was helped by a Viking offsides.
And Central's penalties, even though they don't mind it because they want to be forceful on defense and they want to blitz, and you're going to have those penalties. Central's penalties have kind of been something to scratch your head about this season. They've been on the losing end of some penalties throughout games. The score hasn't mean anything to the scoreboard.
Brubacher under center. He hands off to Cree. Cree coming around the near side. He doesn't get the corner. He might pick up one. Nice play there. A couple of the Vikings out there. Patrician and Tyndall out there to make the stop. Patrician coming all the way across the field.
Yeah, you want somebody playing two ways. He's holding the extra point, defense, offense, touchdowns, causing turnovers.
2nd and 9 from the 36-yard line of Connellsville side of the field, and in the shotgun. This time it's Wildcat. Snapped it back to Cree, and the ball's on the turf, and once again, the Vikings pick it up. Wildcat and Cree can't handle the snap, and the Vikings pick it up. 1st and 10 Vikings from the 32-yard line of Connellsville Falcons territory.
And more momentum lost by Connellsville on a turnover and on a fumble. Would you say it's the lack of communication? Because it's another one of those quarterback to running back and the snap, and Central does the wise thing to fall on the football, retain possession rather than try to go ahead and be the hero. But is it lack of communication
at this point, you could almost track it down to, in my opinion, to intimidation. They know it's coming.
It could be part of it.
New quarterback for the Vikings, hands off to Foster. New quarterback is Gunnar Farrat.
A healthy Gunnar Farrat, and that's nice to see. He was supposed to be the starter, the son of Gus Farrat from his NFL days. Many fans will remember him with the Washington Redskins.
Foster picks up 8 to the 24-yard line. It's 2nd down and 2. Short 2.
But Gunnar Farrat wants to get in there and throw some passes. Didn't get a completion in the week 1 loss, then got injured. And you're not going to lose your job when this offense was rolling like they were with Michael Navarro. They cannot replace the quarterback now, but we'll see what we get from Gunnar Farrat.
Farrat in a shotgun. He rolls back. He's going to throw it. Gets it out. Caught there. Got away from the defender is Graham Adamitis, and he is going to get a first down inside the 20 to the 19, possibly the 18-yard line. Gus Farrat completes his first pass attempt from after
Gunner
Farad.
okay.
Yeah, Gus is the old guy.
Gus has not completed passes in years.
Yeah,
He has not completed passes in years.
Gunner Farad.
He completes his first pass of the season. It was second overall if you count the interception from week 1.
Yeah. I was trying to say the first one since coming back from his injury. I messed that one up. Okay. Under center now is Farad. In motion goes Anamitis. Hand off to Foster. Foster around the right side. Avoids some tacklers. Inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. And it's first, and they're going to mark him at the 4. First and goal for the Vikings at the 4-yard line. And we're down to 9:04 remaining here in the second quarter.
And now you want a defense that's going to be exhausted. Connellsville's defense has been on the field almost this entire first half.
And getting pounded on.
And going right through the middle, they're creating their own holes as Central Catholic's running backs, whether it be Jones, whether it be Foster.
Offset eye, Farad under center. He fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right. He passes it. It's going to fall incomplete. Anamitis tried to sell that one to the official, but we'll have none of that. The ball hit the turf. Incomplete. It'll be second and goal from the 4.
And you can see Gunner Farad skipping to his coaches. He got to be excited now. He was supposed to be the starting quarterback. He was supposed to be a defending champion starting quarterback. I'm going to win a state title as now I'm the starter. And he had the concussion. Michael Navarro just played so exceptional, became the leader of this team. And now Gunner Farad in this routing for Central Catholic, be able to get in there and now wants a touchdown pass.
High formation, 2 wideouts. Farad under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to Foster. Foster right up the gut, takes a bump and walks into the end zone. And it's 34-0.
A bump and walking into the end zone. That you said it. That's what happened. It's as simple as that. In Central Catholic, this almost looks like it is just becoming easier and easier for them. I'm not sure if it's St. Connellsville's defense, which has been on the field so much of this first half. If they're getting tired, Central Catholic has the muscle.
Max Zura with the attempt. He'll put the leather into that, and it's 35-0. With 8:34 remaining here in the first half.
You ever think you'd be able to say the sentence "Farad under center" on a high school broadcast?
No,
unless you get to call some NFL games and do some reincarnation or something. I don't think anyone thought that would be in their path. But Gus Farad also a coach, so he is involved. Gus Farad, a former NFL quarterback, is a coach for Pittsburgh Central Catholic with his son Gunner Farad, supposed to be the starter, but now getting in as the backup quarterback. Michael Navarro becoming the starter for Central Catholic. It took a couple weeks before the offense really got to clicking, and then Michael Navarro's just taking it off.
And it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
It will be because, of course, Gunner Farad was supposed to be the starter. There was a lot of hype around him with a cannon for an arm, just like his father. And we've seen glimpses of it, but they haven't really opened up the playbook with him in there due to the injury. Michael Navarro's done more of the slow 10-yard route, curl passes, not giving you the explosion that you could see from a Gunner Farad. But I don't know how you change quarterbacks undefeated scoring 40-plus points a game.
My point exactly. Kickoff goes down to the 5-yard line. Again, it's Hone to the near side. He cuts it and takes it out of bounds at right around the 25-yard line.
I guess you got to hope that maybe you get games like this and maybe you both get in there, or even you maybe have some plays just designed for Gunner Farad. Not that you want to gamble with a championship team.
The positive side, you got to look at the upside. The positive side is now you got two
starting quarterbacks on your team.
Certified quarterbacks that if, down the road you got to think in the playoffs, you can throw either one of them in there and feel just as comfortable.
Now, unfortunately for Gunner Farad, though, it's not. They're both juniors, I believe, so they both will be back next year.
Quick hitter up the middle for the Falcons. It's going to be Alexander Blaney. And he's going to pick up a nice gain. 5 on the carry. Call it 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Right up the middle. And Mike, that's been one of their best plays, is right up the middle against the Vikings.
Against this Viking brick wall of a defensive line, Connellsville's been able to successfully run up the middle throughout the entire game. If they haven't turned the football over, they might have a couple touchdowns. This game might be totally different.
Exactly. Brubacher under center, in motion. He hands off a quick hitter up the middle, and this time the Vikings are after. The ball's on the turf, and Brubacher's going to pick it up way back in the backfield, though. That's going to lose it all the way back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Falcons. But the good news is the Falcons maintain possession of the football.
They recover the football. And I saw Central look like they might have recovered it, and then you see the football scored out there, and then Connellsville just lays on it like their life depended on it.
That was almost like a rugby play. It was all the players in the middle, all of a sudden the ball squirted out.
Well, it really is a rubbery scrum in any football game. When you see a fumble, they're all going to claw each other. They're fighting. They want that football, and they want the referee to see them with it.
Call it 3rd and 11 from 24. Pass out wide on the flat. Intended there for Norton. The ball was overthrown. Incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 11.
And no flag. It was tight coverage by Joe Tyndall for Pittsburgh Central Catholic, but that seemed to be textbook corner man-to-man coverage for a 20-plus yard pass. He was not pulling anything. He wasn't swatting before the ball gets there. There was nothing dirty, playing right with them, using the speed, and then able to make the tackle and avoid the catch.
With the punt. Not as good as his last one, but it gets a Falcon bounce. It's going to bounce down into Viking territory. He got it off. The line of scrimmage was the 23 of Connellsville. It's going to be down at the Viking 31. So the Vikings will take over in their own territory at the 31-yard line here in the second quarter with a running clock.
And if you're Central Catholic, you now put Gunnar Farad in, who become the backup quarterback due to the injury. You have John Patrician still in the game, and we've seen touchdown passes to him. But you're going to see, if you were the coach, mostly running, if you're Coach Totten, and just hand it off and see what the result will be.
Oh, Navarro back in there for this series. And this might be the strategy, alternate series. Navarro under center. 2 in the backfield. He turns and hands it off here to Jones. Jones around the right side. He gets the corner. Upfield he goes to the 40-yard line. And they're going to mark him at the 41. It's going to be close to a first down. It's very close. They're looking at it. First down, Vikings. 10-yard gain for Jones. Around end.
And you're going to be doing mostly handoffs, but Central Catholic's not going to necessarily try not to get yards. That's almost even more insulting when a team's doing that than if they just kneel in the football.
Navarro in the shotgun, and as soon as you say that, he passes out to Garner. Garner is up to about the 47, 46-yard line of the Vikings. That's a pickup of about 6, and it'll be 2nd down and 4.
And that's a short outside pass, not a kind of a screen pass, not a bubble screen, but an outside screen pass directly next to the quarterback. He uses his abilities and gets more yards. It's one of those where you rely on the wide receiver to get yak yards.
It's almost like that, what they call a West Coast. It's like it's a pass, but it's almost like a run play.
That's really what I would describe as Central Catholic's offense. It really is the West Coast offense.
Navarro under center, hands it off to Jones. Jones right off tackle. Across the 50-yard line into Connellsville territory. He gets pulled down at Connellsville 46. First down, Vikings.
And with 5:26 remaining in this half, Connellsville defense better wake up because this could be another Central Catholic touchdown.
Hanlon comes out. In comes Totten.
I even expected that game to be closer last week against Fox Chapel. I expected closer this week, and we haven't seen it.
Totten and Jones in the backfield. Navarro under center. Takes the handoff to Jones. Jones off tackle, cuts it outside. He's trying to get around. He does. He makes the corner close to the sticks. Pulled down by Austin Pusker for the Falcons. And again, it's close to a first down. I think he's going to be just a little short. I think it's going to be 2nd and 1. From the Connellsville 38-yard line. Same setup. Totten right behind Navarro under center. Jones behind him. 3 wideouts, 2 to the near side. Navarro Hands it, quick hitter to Totten right up the middle, and he's gone. Down inside the 15, he gets pulled down around the 11-yard line. Call it the 12. Now they're going to say the 14. His knee hit the ground. That was so quick, Mike. I didn't even see him going through the line. I looked up, and he was at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Quick hitter for Totten. 1st and 10, Vikings on the 14. We're down to 4:15 with the running clock. Same setup. Totten came out, though. Navarro turns. He's going to roll out to the near side. Looking. He's got Johnny Patrician. Patrician walks it into the corner, and it's another touchdown for the Vikings. That makes it 41-0. Navarro rolls out to the left side, found Patrician out on the flat, and Johnny Patrician does it again, his 3rd passing touchdown of the game.
And Johnny Patrician getting that extra yard into the end zone, another touchdown for Johnny football, and Pittsburgh Central Catholic now just putting it on Connellsville.
And if you look at the scores throughout the year, Mike, this is running true to what they do to teams. Maxura up and right through the middle. 42 for the Vikings and a goose egg for the Falcons with 3:58 remaining here in the first half.
And the score is even worse than it was against Fox Chapel. But honestly, Connellsville's playing a little bit better than Fox Chapel was playing. They're getting yards. Had they not turned over the football, Central probably would be up and they would still eventually score an offense. But I don't think it'd be this.
No.
And I did expect the game in Fox Chapel to be a little bit tighter, this game to be a little bit tighter. Central Catholic's really, you could tell from what the first few weeks were, Shaler and Bethel Park, I had my doubts if they were a championship team. And with how wide open it is in Quad A and how much they've improved, this Central Catholic team is light years better than where they were in weeks 1 and 2.
The defense is unwavering. It's just there. I'm with you, Mike.
Don't even coach that defense, really.
I didn't think the offense.
Keep doing the same.
Yeah, because, I mean, you look at all their offense in the first 2 weeks of the season, and their longest drive, I think, was 20 yards.
Yeah, there's nothing to look at. You don't look at all their offense, there's nothing to see. Gunnar Farad was 0 for 4. Michael Navarro, I think he had 2 completions in the first couple of games, and the longest pass they had the first couple of games was 10 yards.
Rocky with the kick into the end zone. And it'll be a touchback. He got all of that one, Jacob Rocky.
Yeah, Matt Fargo is a big fan of using the Rocky nickname.
So the Falcons will take over at their own 20. 2 ticks under 4 miles to go here in the second half. Or first half.
Yeah,
second quarter, I was going to say.
It feels like it, too.
Yeah. Brubacher under center. He hands off, quick hitter. It is DeMarco trying to get up the gut. He's going to lose a yard. Nope, they're going to say he had the line of scrimmage. No gain. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. That time, the Vikings sealed up the middle.
Great crowd here, too. 7 p.m. kickoff, Friday night, and this weather.
You can't beat it.
You cannot. This is July weather here in late September.
In southwestern Pennsylvania.
The lights on the field here, Friday night lights.
We're very southwestern Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Almost West Virginia, on bordering Morgantown.
It's almost heaven.
Almost. There you go.
And another run to the right side. This time it's Stephen White will get the carry, and he's going to, again, get stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10. Tried to go just inside the tackle, and nothing doing there.
But it really is nice to see that where this Connellsville program is now. 2-2 coming into this game, but this Connellsville program really has also been on the upswing. And you can tell that the alumni, the students, the parents, the fans, and the student section over there across the field, I mean, they are into this game. They're taking it with a heart. This is all about Connellsville football here in Connellsville area.
Brubacher under center, in motion. Comes Hone. He gets the ball around the near side. Dragged down there by Mr. Glover. Hone's going to pick up 2, maybe 3, but it's going to be 4th down. Great play there by Glover. And otherwise, Hones could still be running down the sideline.
Yeah, and Glover's another one of those players that finds the football. He finds the football, finds that football like a bee to honey. And when he does find it, you're going to wish he didn't because he is going to lay the smack down if he can.
Fogle in the punt for the Falcons. Back for the Vikings is Ronnie Jones. I like watching this Fogle punt. He does that like I said, that rugby style. He takes that 2 steps to the side and then lets her fly.
Unconventional, but he's been getting the height.
Good results, yeah.
Yeah, he has.
And I think we're going to get a timeout for the Falcons. Connellsville takes their first timeout of the half.
And against that Central offense, you need to be able to win field position. You need to be able to punt that football. You need to be able to not turn it over. And Connellsville hasn't really taken care of that football. Well, when they have been punting, they've been able to really punt that football and make sure Central Catholic field position is not in their own territory. And how about Central having John Patrician or Ronnie Jones be able to return kicks or return punts? Those two would be, without question, the returner for any team.
And here it's like
in WPIAL, flip a coin, either one. The backup returner is the second best athlete on the field behind Johnny Football and John Patrician, who is the best athlete in every game he plays.
And if you're Connellsville at the timeout, that was all about, they ran the clock down. They waited for the back judge to raise his hand, meaning there's 5 seconds left. They called timeout. Minute 16 remaining in the half with the running clock. So they take the clock and the chance of the Vikings getting another score here before the end of the half. So Fogle out here now ready to punt. Jones waits his kick. And there's another nice kick. Jones is going to get it near the near sideline. Picks it up at the 42. Jones going all the way across the field. He's run 50 already and just picked up 10. Now he finds an opening. Up the field he goes. Across the 30 to the 20 to the 15 to the 10 to the 5 to the near side. He's into the end zone. It's going to be a 58-yard touchdown, but hold on. There's laundry on the field.
Yeah, a few different flags on the field, and you kind of knew that was coming back. But again, man, the moves by Ronnie Jones is still fun to watch.
That was fun to watch. And you knew the way he was going back and forth around the field. His blockers didn't know where he was going. It's probably a block in the back.
That's all about speed, though, for him to get in front of all those defenders and make that from a 40-yard return to a touchdown.
Oh, roughing the kicker, 5-yard penalty. They're going to re-kick because that's still not a first down. Mm-hmm. Wow. Running into the kicker.
And that's not – I wasn't expecting that flag, but I did see all the flags on the field, and the block in the back is usually what when in doubt you lean on.
I was watching the ball. Now they're going to send 2 guys back, Johnny Football and Hamlin.
Will they kick